Hey guys, welcome back to Upkeep. This is such a crazy game. We are playing tribal decks. We got some classics, we got some lesser classics, but still really cool decks. So let's go ahead and get into the deck techs. I'm playing Dragon Tribal with Miirym, Sentinel, Worm. The idea of this deck is relatively straightforward. I'm going to want to play a bunch of really big dragons. Miirym's going to get me a lot of extra value. Having blue is nice because I'll have more access to card draw. It's going to be really cool. Smack some face. Let's go.
Hey, I'm Steven, and I'm playing Tovolar, Dire Overlord. Obviously, it's wolves and werewolves. It's just got a lot of wolf and werewolf synergy in it. With Tovolar, I can give my creatures trample, and I'm going to be drawing a lot of cards, so we'll see what happens.
Hey guys, I'm Tommy. Today I'm going to be playing Vampire Tribal with Edgar Markov. No, unfortunately I don't have him as the commander. It's Strefan, Martyr Progenitor. The whole idea behind him as the commander is he lets me create a lot of blood tokens and then sacrifice those blood tokens to bring out powerful vampires during combat and give them indestructible. Just make combat real spicy with a lot of vampires.
Hey guys, it's Preston here. This week I'm going to be playing Krenko, Mob Boss. What I want to do with this deck is pump out as many goblins as I can, as quickly as I can. Tens, hundreds, maybe even thousands of goblins out on a single turn. That's really what this deck wants to do. Winning, that's fun and that's cool and all, but I really just want to make a big army of my favorite baby boys.
All right, I will go first. I will draw. And I will just go ahead and play Path of Ancestry tapped, and I will pass the turn.
Draw a card for turn. I'll play Rugged Highlands, and it's battlefield tapped. When it's battlefield, to gain a life, and I pass the turn.
No, he's already above starting, so team up on Steven, and I will play a Swamp and pass the turn.
Okay. Draw, Shiny Mountain, Soul Ring.
Oh, we gotta get
Oh, turn one Soul Ring, never mind.
Ring.
Team up on Preston.
Yeah.
It just means turn 2 Krenko. It's not that big a deal.
Yeah, oh.
Alright, so we're gonna play a Foist.
Unless I don't have a second land.
A green.
I doubt that.
I'll cast Exploration. I can play an additional land on each of my turns. And then I will play a Dream Root Cascade as my additional land. And then for 1, why don't we go ahead and play a Soul Ring?
Okay, here's this
Okay,
works.
team up on Morgan now. Jeez.
And then for 1, 2, and green, we'll play Garruk's Uprising. First thing doesn't matter. Its second thing says creatures I control have trample. And its last thing says whenever a creature with power 4 or greater enters the battlefield under my control, I draw a card. But that's going to be it for me. I'm going to go ahead and pass.
Y'all seeing this right now? I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay,
Draw for turn.
let me get to my turn, play Krenko, and then someone blow up all the artifacts.
I'll play a Forest for my land for turn. I'll go ahead and pay 2
Spooky
to play
forest.
Farseek. Search a library for a Plains, Island, Swamp, or Mountain card. Put it on the battlefield tap, then check the library. That will be the end of my turn.
Okay.
Wait, what are you going to grab?
I think I have 1 land in here
I would
that
assume a mountain.
Speaking of, I'm going to play a mountain.
I'm going to look for an island.
And then for 2, I'm going to play an Arcane Signet and pass the turn. Cool.
I'm getting Cinderglade as my land.
Play a mountain. We're gonna bring out Krenko
Wow, what a show.
and pass.
Well,
Alright, I'm going to untap with my just couple things. I'm going to play an island. And then let's go ahead and then for a measly 6 mana on turn 3, I will cast my commander, Miirym, Sentinel, Worm.
green players, am I right?
It's a 6/6 with flying and war 2. Whenever a non-token dragon enters the battlefield under my control, I create a token copy of it. Except if it was legendary, the token is not legendary. They'll trigger Garruk's Uprising, so I will get to draw a card. Oh, at first I get to scry 1 off the Path of Ancestry. So I'll scry.
Deck Tom.
You'll bottom that.
I hate Morgan's cuts.
And
His cuts are always-
unfortunately, I don't have a second land to play for the exploration, so I'll
Oh
just pass.
no. Anyways. Play a Forest for my land for turn. I will pay 3 to play the Celestis. Legendary artifact. If it's neither day nor night, it becomes day as the Celestis enters the battlefield. I can tap it out 1 mana of any color. I can pay 3 to tap it. If it's night, it becomes day, otherwise it becomes night. Activate only as a sorcery. Whenever day becomes night, or night becomes day, you gain a life. You may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. I'll go ahead and pay 2 to play Hungry Ridge Wolf. 2/2 Wolf, as long as you control another wolf or werewolf, Hungry Ridge Wolf gets +1/+0 and has trample. And I pass the turn.
Cool. Play Swamp for my land. 1, 2, red, and tap that for a red. And play a Bloodsworn Steward. 4/4 with flying. Commander creatures I control get +2/+2 and have haste. And I will pass the turn.
That's pretty neat.
A third mountain, 2 colorless, 1. For a mana geode, when it enters the battlefield, I will scry 1. To be safe, I'll keep that on top. And then for 3, I will play Squee the Immortal. Then I will tap Krenko to make 2 1/1 goblins.
It has begun, boys.
Here goes.
Anything else, my friend?
Oh no, I'm passing, sorry. I said that. My bad.
I got a mountain. Thank God. This deck would be very hard to run without a second piece of red mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll cast Clouth. When he enters the battlefield, I get to make a token copy of it with my commander, and then I get to draw 2 cards off of the Garok Uprising. He is a 4/4 with flying and haste, and whenever he attacks, I add X mana to my mana pool of any combination where X is the total power among attacking creatures. I can spend that mana only to cast spells until the end of my turn. I don't lose mana as I change phases. So, you know, nothing too scary over here on turn 4.
Oh yeah, no.
So let's go to combat. None of you have any flyers. Oh, you have a 4/4 flyer?
Yes.
Okay, so Steven and Preston, I'm going to send a 4/4 flyer at each of you. Right. And then Tommy, I'm going to send my 6/6 flyer at you.
Gross.
I'll take 4.
I will also take 4.
No, I'll take the 6.
Awesome. So I will have 14 mana off of my 2 clouds. Oh, actually, I would have 28. I have 28 mana. This is the best that this has ever done. So
I'll say.
For 2, we're going to cast a Mind Stone, and then for 4, we'll cast a Greater Good. Sacrifice a creature. I draw cards equal to the sacrificed creature's power, then discard 3 cards. For 2, we will cast Scaled Nurturer. It's a 0/2 that is a mana dork for dragons. I gain life if I cast a dragon off of it. For 6 mana, I only have 14 floating left. I will cast Reuse, a 5/5 flyer. When it dies, it deals 5 damage to each creature without flying. And then I will pay 1, 2, 3. Sargon's Triumph. I search my library for a dragon card to put into my hand, then shuffle my library.
This is how you guys felt on Voltron, Reek.
Yeah, yeah.
Kind of. Yeah, I feel like this is the best option, because otherwise it would be hard for me to cast it later in the game. I'm going to put Utvala Hellkite into my hand, and I'm going to go ahead and spend 8 mana to just cast it, so I go down to 3 mana. Utvala Hellkite is a 6/6. I'll create a token copy of it off of my commander, so I will get to draw 2 cards off of the Garok's Uprising. Utvala Hellkite is a 6/6 that says whenever a dragon I control attacks, I create a 6/6 dragon creature token with flying. So you want to cut my deck, please, and thank you.
No.
No, actually, don't do it, Steven, because if you do it, if you don't cut his deck, he can't win the game.
That's actually against the rules. I'm going to go ahead and use that last 3 mana I have. 2 of it is going to go for Simic Signet, and then for, I was trying to see if there's a way I could sync with this to do something else, but I can't. So then for 1,
Oh no.
2, I will cast Felwar Stone. That's all. I will pass the turn. If it makes you feel any better, I have no cards in hand now.
That doesn't make me feel better.
Yeah, no.
That makes me feel worse.
What? You didn't make a token copy of that?
Oh, you're right. Thank you.
And then did you draw cards for either of those?
I did for these. I forgot.
Quit
what
helping
those.
him.
Why are you helping him?
He's gonna win next turn.
We'll play an extra forest. Go.
I'll play a Forest for my land for turn. I'll pay 3 to play Tovolar, Dire Overlord. Well, I was going to attack Morgan.
Well, yeah.
Then he played a bunch of crap.
I only have 4 giant untapped creatures and 1 small untapped creature.
I think our best bet is just to keep everyone alive long enough to maybe draw a board wipe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm going to attack Preston for 3. So hopefully I can get some card draw. It's a 3/2 with trample.
You might as well let him hit you so he can draw the cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Do you even have a board wipe?
No.
Well, if that's the case, I'll block with my 2/1. So they trade.
Alright, well he still dealt damage with trample, so I'll still get to draw a card.
So you'll take 1, right?
No, 2. He's
2.
a 2/1.
Oh, it's 2-1. Okay.
And that is the end of my turn. Pass.
Cool. Play another swamp. 1, 2, black, red. Bring out my commander. Strefan, Morer Progenitor is a 3/2 flyer. At the beginning of my end step, I create a blood token for each player who lost life this turn. And whenever he attacks, I may sacrifice 2 blood tokens. If I do, I can put a vampire card from my hand onto the battlefield tapped and attacking. It gains indestructible until end of turn. Because of the Bloodsworn Steward, he gets +2 and has haste, so he can attack this turn. I'm going to swing Bloodsworn Steward at...
You don't want blockers?
He's going to kill me anyway.
You don't know that.
Our
But we
Morgan's
might
creatures.
survive long enough to draw something.
Yeah, and I want blood tokens, so...
Okay.
I literally want blood. So, Bloodsworn Steward,
Sound for
I'm
blue.
going to swing that at Preston, and Strefan, I'm going to swing at Steven.
3/2 with flying.
He's actually a 5/4, because he has +2/+2 for Bloodsworn Steward. Okay. And then I will create 2 blood tokens and pass the turn.
This game sucks.
This is by far the best I've ever done.
Yeah, I have never seen
I've never played my commander before turn 5 in this game with this deck.
I've never seen that deck do that, like go
This
that
is-
fast. That's
I cast my
insane.
commander on turn 3, I think. That was insane. I've never done that before.
Tovolar won the first game play that we did.
Yes, link to
And
that.
now it's doing debatably the worst right now.
I'm paying
So-
6 for Muxus Goblin Grandy. He's a 4/4. When he enters the battlefield, reveal the top 6 cards of my library. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Put all Goblin creature cards with converted mana cost 5 or less from among them onto the battlefield, and the rest on the bottom of my library in random order. Whenever he attacks, he gets +1/+1 to turn for each Goblin I control. Let me read them all. Let me put these at the bottom first. In order. First, Goblin Assassin. He is a 2/2. When he or another goblin comes into play, each player flips a coin. Each player whose coin comes up tails sacrifices a creature. Counterwalling Bogart. Each goblin you control can't be blocked except by 2 or more creatures. And then finally, Bloodmark Mentor is a 1/1. Red creatures I control have first strike. So 3 goblins came in at the same time, so we all have to flip 3 dice.
So we have to land heads every single time in order to not sacrifice any creatures.
Yeah.
Gross.
So we'll
I'll
do that
start.
3 times.
So I have to do it 3 times.
Yep.
Heads I keep.
Heads we're keeping.
Okay. That's still heads.
This is.
Come on, baby.
I hate you.
Oh my god.
I hate this game.
Oh man.
Well, you don't have to flip anymore.
What do you think about doing safe?
Anyway.
I can flash in a creature and just sack that one instead of my commander.
Oh.
But
I mean,
I still have to flip 2 coins.
yeah.
I'm gonna let you know, don't do that.
I guess I won't.
Yeah, probably not going to be a good idea. Well, I guess it's my
All right,
turn.
Tommy, here you go.
Here we go.
Is it each player or just each opponent?
I'll have to do it too.
I hate this game.
So there goes one creature.
There goes one. And there goes the other
There
one.
goes the other.
Okay.
Cool. Well, fun while it
This
lasted.
backfired on you. Has
We'll let that
One
count.
keep.
It's one lose.
One of those goes away.
Of course, he's got just the tokens. I can just.
I'll have to sacrifice it, but in response, I'm gonna tap Krenko 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, make 6 more. Then I sacrifice 1, and then I'll have to flip 6 more times, and then Morgan will have to flip 6 more times.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay, so
Oh no.
I forgot
Okay.
that's how that works.
I
So
see what's going
So
on.
before that happens, I'm going to sack my token copy of Ryusei to the greater good, which will let me draw cards equal to its power, and I discard 3 cards. But it says when it dies, it deals 5 damage to each creature without flying.
Okay, well, all those triggers still go on the stack, so you're still gonna have to flip.
Is what it is.
Okay, so. I mean, I guess I won't bother flipping anymore,
So
because
do we
they're all
still
gonna die.
do we still lose 5 life?
No, it's
No,
5
it's
damage
each
to
creature.
creature.
Oh.
Each creature without flying.
So I'll have to sack one thing.
1, 2,
Okay. Okay.
3.
Oh no.
Dang.
That's a keep.
Four flips.
4 flips.
Okay.
Oof.
1 more.
Alright, so I have to sack 4 things.
Mhm.
I can't sacrifice to
No,
the greater
you
good
cannot.
response, can't I?
I mean, you can, but then you have to still sacrifice 4 more things.
Alright, well I think Clouth has done his job, so I'm gonna go ahead and sack both of those. I like having the semi-board wipe with Ryusei, so I think I'll keep that. So I guess let's sack the old Tovolar Hellkite, and I guess I'll go ahead and sack my commander.
I did what I could, boys.
My go?
Yep.
All right.
I mean, you definitely helped,
Yeah.
but
You knocked him down a peg. My fear is that he can just build it right back up this turn.
For 2, I will cast an Arcane Signet. Okay, so for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I will recast my commander. And because I used Path of Ancestry to cast it, I will get to scry 1. I'll bottom that. I want to pay 1 and tap the Mind Stone and sack it to draw a card. Well, I guess I'll just go ahead and go to combat. It's probably just better that I spread it. So I'll go ahead and swing. Let's see who's safe. You made me lose all my creatures. I'm for sure hitting you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Winner gets to be safe. Steven, you don't get hit this time.
Dang it.
So Preston, I'm going to hit you for 6, and Tommy, I'm going to hit you for 5. And when those attack, I'll create 2 6/6 creature tokens off of the Tovolar Hellkite, and I will pass the turn.
all right.
Draw
Before your
Trogdor.
turn ends, I'm gonna go ahead and pay 3. Switch it to night. When day becomes night or night becomes day, I'll gain a life, and I may draw a card if I do discard a card. So I'll draw a card, and I discard a card. Okay. And now it's my turn. Did you cast at least 2 spells last turn?
I cast 2 spells.
All right. It is day.
So get another life draw card.
Yeah, thank you. And then I'll gain another life, and then I'll have the option to draw a card, and if I do discard a card, draw that card. I definitely want that, so I'll go ahead and discard. I guess I'll discard the God Pharaoh, and then I'll draw for turn. I'll play Force. I do not have a single mountain, a basic mountain. I'm gonna pay 3 to play Bird Admirer. It's a 1/4 reach. I'm doing my best. You know what? That's gonna be it. Pass.
Okay. I'll play Swamp. Oh, why not? I'm probably gonna die soon anyway. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorin the Mirthless comes in with 4, and I'm gonna go ahead and +1 him, bring him up to 5. Look at the top card of my library. I may reveal that card and put it into my hand. If I do, I lose life equal to its mana value. So I'm gonna look at the top card of my library. I am not going to put that into my hand. I will tap that for a black, that for a red, and bring out Vampire Socialite. 2/2 with Menace. When it enters the battlefield, if an opponent lost life this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on each other vampire I control. No one lost life this turn. And as long as an opponent lost life this turn, each other vampire you control enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. Again, no one lost life.
That's still pretty neat, though.
I just don't like being naked. So, and with that, I will pass. Even though as long as it doesn't have flying, it's not like I can protect myself from Morgan very much. But
For 6, I'll replay Krenko.
Krenko.
And then for 2, Goblin War Driver. He's a 2/2 with Battlecry. Whenever he attacks, all my other attacking creatures get +1/+0 till end of turn. Pass.
Okay. On your end step, I'm actually going to go ahead and sacrifice my other Ryusei to the greater good. When he dies, he'll do a 5 damage to each creature without flying.
Well.
And I'll get to draw 5 cards, then discard 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Discard 1, discard 2, discard 3. Alright. Upkeep. Green and 2. We're going to cultivate. While I'm inside my library, let's go ahead and for 2, I'm also going to Rampant Growth while I'm at it, just to save a little bit of time. So I'll find 3 basics. 2 will go on the battlefield tapped. 1 will go to my hand. I will find a mountain, another mountain, and let's grab an island. I'll put an island in one of the mountains onto the battlefield tapped. And the other mountain will go to my hand. I haven't played a land yet, so I'll just go ahead and play it. Would you cut my dex, Dave?
All these flavors.
No! It's the twist. No one's so
Now you can't win.
1, 2, 3, 4 for Thassa Deep Dwelling. It's a 6/5 indestructible. It's not a creature unless my devotion is 5 or more. At the beginning of my end step, exile 1 other target creature I control, then return to the battlefield under my control, which is going to work real fun with my commander. Let's see, I don't have a ton of mana left.
Oh no, I don't have a total mana.
I only have full mana.
He doesn't have 87 mana this turn.
Go to combat. So let's go ahead and send the 6. We'll send a 6/6 at Soren. We'll send a 6/6 at Steven, and then we'll send these two 6/6s at Preston.
Why Preston?
And then I will create 1, 2, 3, 4 more of those flying tokens, and then that will trigger Grok's Uprising. So I'll draw 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. I did get an untapped land, which is what I was hoping to get. We're gonna play a Useju who endures, and then for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we'll cast Sarkhan Unbroken. He's a planeswalker with 4 loyalty. Do you guys want me to read all of his abilities?
Yes.
Okay, so his +1 says draw a card, then add 1 mana of any color. And then his -2 says create a 4/4 dragon creature token with flying. And then his -8 says search my library for any number of dragon cards to put onto the battlefield.
Oh, is that
But
all?
that's all.
Is that all?
So do his ultimate right now, put them all out, and then one of us draws a board wipe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and +1 him to draw a card and then add 1 mana of any color. We're gonna make that 1 mana a green, and I will play a Burgeoning. It's an enchantment that says whenever an opponent plays a land, I may put a land card from my hand onto the battlefield. That's it. I'll pass the turn.
All right. Before.
Oh, on my end step, Thassa will trigger, so I will exile Tovolar, and when I return it to the battlefield, it will trigger my commander, and I'll create a token copy of it.
I'll go ahead and pay 3, tap the Celestis. Becomes Knight. I'll gain a life, draw a card. If I do discard a card, discard Renegade Tactics. Alright, then I untap, go to my Upkeep. Becomes Day, I'll gain a life, draw a card.
I'm going to use a take-back counter because I forgot that when those Tovolas re-entered, I get to draw 2 cards off the Grok's Uprising.
Alright, I'll play a mountain for my land for turn.
When you play that land, I will
Whatever
choose
it
to
is.
play a Cinderglade.
I feel like Steven and I are just trying to play good, fair Magic, and then these
We
two over here
are,
are just like...
and these 2 nerds out here. I'm gonna pay 5 to recast Tovolar. Or indeed. Then I'll pay 3 to play Guy Reach Bandit. I'm gonna attack Tommy for 3.
What did I do to you?
I'm just trying to draw cards, dude.
Alright, fine, jeez.
Tovolar. He dealt damage, I draw a card, pass.
Okay.
Are you winning save?
1 black, red, Strong Kirk Captain, a 2/2 first strike. Other vampire creatures I control get +1/+1 and have first strike. And then for 2 Restless Bloodseeker, 1/3. At the beginning of my end step, if I gained life this turn, create a blood token. Sacrifice 2 blood tokens to transform Restless Bloodseeker. Activate only as a sorcery. I think I'm in a silly, goofy mood, and I'm going to go ahead and do that. Sack these 2 blood tokens to transform Restless Bloodseeker.
Into what?
Into...
Board wipe.
Blood-Soaked Reveler, 3/3. At the beginning of my end step, if I gained life this turn, create a blood token. And I can pay 4 and a black. Each opponent loses 2 life, and I gain 2 life. I'll pass the turn, because they're both summoning 6, so...
Castle Embereth.
When you play the castle, I will go ahead and put in a Ketria Triumph.
Pass.
Sick.
Everyone, welcome back to the show. Krenko! Watch him die immediately.
Yes. Ain't nobody got time for Krenko.
Quango.
Quankle.
So do me a solid, find a way to kill Krenko, but don't kill me so I can cast him a 4th time.
I'm not sure what's in it for me to do that.
I think funny.
I think, yes, it would be funny, but wouldn't it make more sense for me to just kill you?
Well, you gotta put on a good show for the people.
I was going to say, think of the content, Morgan.
I don't know if I feel that ballsy, because I'm sure you have a Blasphemous Act in there. So I'm going to go ahead and +1 Sarkhan. So I will draw a card and add 1
don't?
mana of any color.
I don't think so.
So that 1 mana off of Sarkhan, it will make it green, and then for 2, I'm going to Beast Within the Celestis. You have the best chance of maybe making a comeback.
Do I though?
Well, I'm dead this turn, so that's 1 person out of the running.
Alright, we're going to play a Crucible of the Spirit Dragon as a land. And then for another land, we're going to play a Mosswort Bridge. It enters the battlefield tapped, and when it does, I look at the top 4 cards on my library, exile 1 of them face down, and the rest the bottom of my library in random order. And then I can pay a green and tap it to play the exiled card without paying its mana cost. Oh my god, there's no good value here. But we'll go ahead and just choose a card.
Poor boy.
I guess I don't know if I can just win here, but I feel like I probably could find a way to win here. I'm trying to figure it out. 1, to tap the Simic Signet for Simic. I will cast Growth Spiral, draw a card, then I can put a land card from my hand onto the battlefield. Go ahead and put a mountain into play. We're going to go ahead and, for Simic again, we're going to play Corlessa Scale Singer. I get to create a token copy of it off of my commander, though I don't know if that does too much for me. But it says I may look at the top card.
Is it a dragon?
It is a dragon.
Oh, it is a dragon. A dragon card.
Yes.
That's
I may
what you use that.
Does he sing?
Let me read the card! I may look at the top card of my library at any time, and I may cast dragon spells from the top of my library.
I think it's a girl.
Is she gonna serenade us?
It's not a dragon spell off the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Savage Vetmaw. When he attacks, I add red, 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 green, green, green till end of turn. I'll put a token copy of it with my commander.
I'm cheating.
He's gonna die anyway, so it's not like.
And I will stack my trigger so I get the scry off the path first.
Is it an answer?
I'm gonna bottom it.
No.
Garok's Uprising will trigger, so I will get to draw 2 cards.
You don't need that.
I will play an Exotic Orchard as my second land for the turn. For red and a blue, I will cast Sprite Dragon. It's a 1/1 that says whenever I cast a non-creature spell, I put a 1/1 counter on it. Actually, take that counter, because I feel like I'm going to win anyways, so I might as well try. Before I cast that, I will...
It doesn't matter. You're
1,
gonna win.
I know,
This
that's what I'm
turn
saying.
of the
2, 3, 4, 5 for Gainox Astral Hunter. It's a 3/4 that when it or another dragon enters the battlefield under my control, I create a treasure token.
Oh, Jesus.
So yeah, with that take back counter, then I will play the Sprite Dragon. So then I'll get 2 more treasure tokens. So I have 4. I will look at the top card of my library because of the Corlessa. So for...
Hey, remember, you can look off the top of the card of your library with a copy of Corlessa.
Yes, that's true. So for 2, 3, 4, 5, going down to only 1 treasure token. Off the top, I will cast Thrakus the Butcher. Give me another token.
I'm just gonna give you the stack of them.
good.
There's only 2
Just
left.
kill us!
I'm working on it! It's a 3/4. Whenever it attacks, I double the power of each dragon I control.
Does it have haste?
No, it does not. But I'm at it. I only have 1 card in hand, and it doesn't do anything right now. So yeah, let's go to combat. Preston knows it's coming. So Preston, you had what, 12 life?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and I'll hit you for 2 with 2 of the 6/6s to knock you out.
Okay.
I'm gonna see if I can win the game here. I don't know if I can. The Sprites Dragons do have haste.
With only 26.
So I'm gonna send enough of these 6/6s at Tommy to kill Tommy.
Oh, okay, so
That's 6, 12.
So it's 4 of them. No.
So-
Well, 4 leaves me at 2 life.
So I'll send the
So
last
5.
one. So I have 1 more that I can swing with. I'll send that 1 more at Steven, so that's 6 coming at Steven. And then I'm also gonna hit Steven with, so 6, 7, 8, math is hard, 14 at Steven. Oh, and I create 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more of those 6/6s. So then Garok's Uprising will trigger, so I'll get to draw 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Go ahead.
5,
Yeah, you don't need that.
6. I only have 2 mana.
Let's see if we can get him to mill out.
Steven, I will pass the turn. On my end step, I will use Thassa to flicker the Tovolar Hellkite, which I think I kind of forgot that I had a token copy of it. So I probably could have made more of those dragons, but I'm going to win if you don't stop me right now. So go for it. It's because I'm too small brain to play these big brain decks. GG.
No, it's not a good game, but whatever.
Okay,
yeah.
good game! Yay! Good game! Yay, good game!
I'm not shaking your hand. Alright, fine.
Yay! Good sportsmanship. Thank you guys for watching. This was a really weird game. I swear to God, I'm not this mean normally.
Yes,
this
it is.
This is by far the scariest game I've ever got to play with this commander. But a lot of people like playing tribal decks. So let us know in the comments down below if you have a tribal deck. Who's your commander? What's the tribe? And we will see you guys next Friday for the after show, and then the week after that for another game. See you then.